if you feel like you're going in circles, you're constantly ending up in the same place, or there you rise up to then fall down again, and then rise up, it's because everything and the only constant of this universe and of your consciousness, of your being, of the consciousness that it is experiencing itself in this wow, now exciting, leading edge, as Abraham Hicks says, moment. And the constant thing is there's always more and more and more. And when we prevent ourselves from reaching our desires, from going for our desires, for looking within and up leveling, and well, first just desire of upgrading, so to speak, our lives. We prevent ourselves instead. We fool ourselves that maybe this is not what we truly desire, or maybe this is not for us. And very often, actually, when we are in this mind space for so long, reaffirming those limiting beliefs and focusing on them and seeing the results that they brought us so far, our minds can get very tricky into fooling ourselves that this is not what we truly want, that this is not what we truly desire, and we're fine where we are. And we become complacent almost, to the point of apathy. And interesting thing is that some people can feel comfortable in that. And this is why, this is actually the reason of how trying to go for their goals and desires was met with such resistance that they experienced the uttermost depressive state of powerlessness, of feeling feeling betrayed, of grieving something, of very deep, on the emotional scale, if you rate it, states. And tried so many times to only have these limiting beliefs that they have put in their minds, or some other people put, and they accepted it, for example, as the original conditioning. Trying to go for whatever they truly wanted was met with such such strong opposing force. So it's almost like you run, you drive with the car that's full on speed, because your desires are so strong and so powerful and so like, damn, I want this, I want to be this person, I want to have that, or I want to experience that, or I want to whatever this is that you want. And it's met with such strong bump. It's like being in a car that's full on speed and then hitting the the tree. Like the tension, the crash is gonna be so huge. And that's why people usually get discouraged for going for what they want. And that was also I also had this experience. That was actually my experience as well, because since the youngest age, since I can remember, I had such huge dreams. My visions were really powerful and out there, you know, completely unrealistic, you would say, from the more everyday matrix kind of people perspective. And the passion in me was so huge. Passion for creating, for life, for experiencing. And the fact that everything that I was experiencing seemed so not fitting that, not meeting those wow expectations. The clash was always so big, and I was getting so focused, and I was being so focused on those manifestations because they were already set in motion manifestations. And then you experience that so many times. It's really easy to get discouraged, and it's really easy to find ourselves in the pattern that then manifests as our self-sabotage, seeming self-sabotage, because your mind is always trying to protect you. Self-sabotage is not a sabotage, and you never intend to harm yourself. It's just the programs that you have make you believe that you are still safer being, doing in that situation, whatever that is for you, than changing it. And we need to realize that if we want to move forward, that's why I always start and write and speak so passionately about self-love, because I believe this is the first condition to anything that we want to be sustainable. Because how can you build an empire on the fundaments that are rotten? How the tree can be strong to withstand all the conditions, the earthquakes, the wind, the storms, if it had not grown strong enough and expansive enough and deep enough roots. Self-love is just love, but also it is a mental statement, an idea of compassion to yourself. It's the energy that you are. It's who you truly are. But also, it is important, I feel, to reaffirm that to our logical mind as this avatar and embodiment of this individual. The values of self-worth, of loving myself, of knowing that you're worthy, of knowing that you are the highest value, that your life is value in itself, that you are life in itself, and you are the highest value because you are it. You are the creator, you are the source, the power, the God, the infinity, having infinite potentials, being everywhere and nowhere, not being this physical body, not being the mind, experiencing that because the portion of its consciousness is focused in this way. Therefore, it can choose to have this relational experience with itself and pretend that it's human and it has a body and it has a mind. So it can learn more about itself and expand in a way. But if we zoom out, knowing that there is nothing and there is everything, we know that every potential has already been realized because everything already is. But from this experiential perspective, actually, we are growing in a way. We are learning, we are reaching for more, we are becoming more. And once we clear the initial junk, and once we align everything that's been programmed and written and focused on so far, that's why it's written there, and align it more to the holistic version, holistic knowing of the universe, of God itself, because God is everything, is love, is joy, is abundance. And that perspective is what is beautifully manifesting this growth in a way, because we can grow and learn experiencing things that we, as this human body, human mind, and individual human, individual being, individual soul, group of souls, and then the God in itself, and consciousness, and I am, and awareness, and this unable to grasp by words, and I unable to speak about in a way that we are unable to describe what I meant. But what this individual desires, more aligned, so we can always have this experience of learning and growing, but it's really the choice of how intelligently and how beautifully we manage the being of us. We manage the system, we manage the programs, and we beautifully craft maybe and improve, maybe like a scientist a bit, the IT guys who improve the programs, right? Or constantly do these things that I have no idea and looks like black magic. Or like the artists that have the beautiful painting, or the painting that they're not so satisfied with, and they take another brush and add a little like glimmer to it and some golden paint, and then sprinkle it with what? I don't know, with glitter. Because that is their idea of beauty. If their idea of beauty is something that it's not other idea of beauty, other person's idea of beauty. It doesn't matter, because the true mastery and true artistry is to create for the sake of creating and for yourself and for the experience. Just not getting so attached to the paintings, aka the programs to improve, and not getting so attached to the outcomes, aka, let's say, an exhibition. And then we're free to create freely. We're free to create freely, because we know everything is just an experience and everything is super malleable, and we can mend our minds in a way that the subconscious mind is helping us, and the creator in us is projecting what we then truly desire, not what we experience just because it's already there and it's easier. Let's say easier if we are so emotional and personal and attached to our bodies. Basically, that ties back to it. Attached to our bodies and attached to this life as the human flesh form, that every attempt to fight with this subconscious mind and change something and up level is causing us so much pain. But we only feel the pain because we are super attached. We are so attached to these results, to our memories, to the fear of re-experiencing something this over and over, to have the fear of being met with the same results. But that's not the reality. That's not how it has to be. And if we first learn to love ourselves, or love, then everything gets super easy, or so much more easy, because we see then that we've done nothing wrong, and we don't need to be forgiven, because we are ultimately forgiven, and that we are nothing but pure love and pure being, just pure existence, pure awareness and beyond. And with that, it's easier to not being so attached, and then it's easier to create freely, and then it's easier to truly up-level our lives, because to reaffirming that what we desire is, and what we want is, and what we are is, according to what we want we are to ourselves to be. And of course we can want everything and focus on a particular thing, or having that car, or doing that thing, or having this job, or whatever that is. But for me, and in my experience and understanding, if the desire is not holistically something that you know is gonna be good for you and good for the others, like holistically others, gonna be serving others, not even in direct way, because your car is not like, you're not gonna carry everyone in this car, right, the whole humanity, but in a way it's not taking away, but it's bringing something. It's maybe inspiring, or it just allows you to feel a certain way, or it allows you to have the vision of what the person you would like to be and experience yourself as is. Like if there is not like underlying, so that you can express yourself better, so that you can experience You'll set yourself in this life better, more accurate with the truth of who you are and who you know you are. And you know deeply in your heart, I think we all know that what you are is infinite abundance, powerful God, powerful creator and artist, and that you came here for a mission to be joyful, to rejoice with others, to have relationship with others. And we all are happy when other people are happy. We are helping when we are happy. We love when other people have smile on our faces. Even as children, this is such a natural thing, like helping others, giving this boy a helping hand or a hug to somebody, or you know, taking care of a little bird or an animal. You know, children have such love for animals and for other children as well, until they hear everything that parents says, and adults that are so wise, right? So wise, and put in all those ideas in their minds. But purely naturally, originally, everything grows, everything desires goodness, and everything is good, and there is goodness in everyone. So knowing holistically who you are, and knowing that this embodiment or these things that I desire, or these places or people, or you know, all the attributes are the attributes of that core me, of that core I am, then it's gonna be what we truly want, you know, because we truly want to know God, to be loved, loved basically, and free and abundant and all that. But the love, I think, is the base of all. So yeah, love yourself. Mirror work, Louise Hay, affirmations even when you don't feel like it, and affirming this knowledge, or download more, and remind yourself constantly of that perspective, and root yourself and ground yourself, and knowing that, all that. Love yourself, and use whatever symbols you desire and need to bring that state to you, to bring the state of love, power, freedom, whatever. And it's because that's ultimately who we are, but it's easier to remember that and revoke that and feel that using the symbol of this manifested world that brings us to that, than to focus on the so abstract, so formless, so undescribable nothingness, and rest in that and have the same experience, because that is what is. All those love feelings and high states are because this is who you are. So resting in the infinity will bring you the same. But who can do that, not being focused at least on some sort of form or state, or you know, stepping down a bit from the highest states in a way of consciousness to something that's more tangible, even if that's only a state, or just, you know, being in that car, or you know, that castle, whatever that means, because it doesn't matter, and there is no good or bad, and there is always a cause, like the, or you could say from up down, maybe that's an easier visual. So it really doesn't matter, because the car is the same in a way substance than this state. It's made of the same. That's it for today. Thank you for being here and listening, and hope there was something of value in that, or awakened some things in you. Yeah. And I hope it's all positive, whatever you choose to believe. And don't take what resonates, and don't take what doesn't, as always.